What is up, people? Half Slab Bacon back with not an episode, but more of kind of like a tutorial or how did Bacon do this. So if you saw way back when we updated the server to 1.13, you would have noticed we had all the 1.13 ocean content. And that's what we're going to do today with Bacon's World, guys. It was requested that I put this up, and I thought it was a pretty good idea. So, you'll notice we are in 1.12.2. Now, before we go over this, some very important things you need to note before trying to do this if you're going to do this yourself. One, the world has to be in a version of 1.12. If it's been updated to any of the 1.13 snapshots or any of the 1.13 stables or 1.14 snapshots, anything past 1.12, this will not work yet. The reason it won't work yet is plain and simple. We're going to be using McEdit, and McEdit has not been updated with the new world generation. That's part of the thing with 1.13 is they completely rewrote the code for the way blocks are categorized, world generation is handled, etc. So you cannot do this on a world that has seen anything past 1.12.2. In the future, once they update McEdit, you'll be able to do it. But given that the most recent version of McEdit hasn't been updated in a while and sporadically gets updates, it could be a while, guys. Could be like a few months out yet, a year out kind of thing. The other thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is make sure you have a physical backup of the world, a completely separate backup. So I have copied my save for this world to a completely separate drive, and I've actually made a zip file. So for those of you that want a copy of this world in its current form in 1.12, there will be a link to the download, and the download will be updated to its current version by the time this video is live. So, shall we get at it? What we're going to want for this is a couple things. One, McEdit, and it has to be McEdit version 2.0, not the old 1.0 version. And thankfully, a plugin to make this a little bit easier. Otherwise, it would require writing a lot of code. So, now that I've backed up the world and I'm ready to go, let's hop into McEdit and get this done. All right, peeps. So we are on my desktop, and a few things you need pre-installed. Now, for the purpose of this, I put a shortcut on my desktop just to simplify right on my toolbar. So you can see I've already got McEdit 2 installed. And then thanks to this gentleman here, 25A0. Now you can see by his date, he's kind of an old school Minecrafter, and he wrote a script for this. So in McEdit, normally the way you delete a chunk is one chunk at a time. What we need to do here is we need to delete all chunks that are water biomes so they can regenerate in 1.13. I was originally thinking about writing a script to do this. Thankfully, when it came time to go about doing it, I actually started Googling around looking for any old scripts that I might have been able to modify to save me some work, and found this amazing one by him here. And you can even see they have added it to the Minecraft wiki to properly give them credit. So I do recommend you can go to the Minecraft wiki if you want and read that. I'll provide the links in the description, but down at the bottom is a link to the original Reddit post as well. And I recommend giving this a thorough read because he just goes over it in more detail, okay? So, like I said, it's a script. It's going to delete whatever biomes we tell it to is basically what it's going to do. It's going to scan the chunks looking for certain biomes that we flag for deletion, and it's going to delete them based on our criteria. Now, there's two criteria he allows outside of biome selection, And how they work is kind of important. So there's aggressive. It'll delete any chunk that contains any of the selected biomes. So like say here, this is a chunk and there's a little bit of the river biome there, or beach biome, or whatever you selected. But the rest is, I don't know, desert or plains. In aggressive, it's going to delete that whole thing. In cautious, it's going to go, no, there's desert there, for example, too. So we're not going to do that one. We're just going to do this square here, this chunk here. That is all that river biome. So he highly recommends you use cautious, and I do too, unless you're being very, very cautious what you're marking to be protected. Now, when you get this file, you're going to get it here, okay? And you're going to see this is what's in the zip. So this tutorial, as well as the Biome Deleter. And this is the file we're going to want. And you're going to want to get that and copy it into your McEdit folder. So you can see here, we're in my McEdit installation. It's basically a standalone installation, right? So I've got it in my Minecraft mods folder. It's a folder I keep on my desktop that has like all my Optifine, all my Minecraft mods, any kind of data packs, texture packs, just all my Minecraft stuff, especially when it's more advanced stuff like this that I use for off camera, for doing stuff like, you know, making the cool terrain generation or the cool shulker box thing that I did in Bacon's World. All that kind of stuff I keep in this folder. So I went in here and I dropped this here and I extracted it, and this file is open right now. It actually needs to be in plugins. And you can see I've got an older version here. So we're going to overwrite that after we're done. The first step is I'm going to work from out here. So it's easy if I screw something out just to, you know, extract another copy and start over. If I can drag it here, this is what the file looks like, okay? So if you know anything about writing code, or if this just kind of strikes your fancy, this up top is basically a description, and then it gets into the code down here by setting parameters, okay? So it starts like right in here. And you can see there's aggressive and cautious, selection effects, goes over what it's doing, and here are the numbers for the biomes that you're going to select. You're going to do that in the plugin from within McEdit. And then you can actually read over the code here and what it's doing and how it's doing. So this is why I have to give him a huge thanks, because writing all the script out, I'm sure I would have been able to figure it out, but I can only guess it maybe took him an hour to write, maybe a couple hours of testing or something, whereas I'm pretty novice when it comes to coding. This probably would have taken me a week. So you can see there's further code down here. But this is the selection right here, protected regions. This area right here is what we're worried about. And what we change is just this stuff in the brackets, okay? And you're going to want to keep them here. They have to be out this far underneath these hash bars. It's all in his walkthrough. So I'm just going to move that off the screen. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to fire up McEdit 2.0. And this plugin does not have to be here right now. It's just faster. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure we have the actual version of Minecraft we're playing in there. Very important, in version. If you need your resource packs so you can recognize stuff, like if you play with a heavily modded resource pack, you can load it here. Mine's close enough to vanilla that I don't bother. I just run off vanilla. So we're looking at Bacon's World here. And you can see the last time I opened it was an hour ago. So you can tell this isn't my first take of doing this, okay? And we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to click edit and we're going to let this continue loading. This one of the things I don't like about McEdit too is it takes a lot longer to load areas, and it also has a completely different control set. Now there's a couple different views up here. 2D, over, cam, etc. And you can see we've got select and move here. So we're going to grab move. That's mostly what we're going to be working from. We're going to use select a little bit. You can use overview, cam. Now, cam is actually useful. If you need to check your bases out in game, you can right click to pan your camera up or down. Space takes you up, and WSD to forward and stuff. And that's kind of how this works, okay? I'm right click and drag the screen. So if you're not sure, say, about an area you wanted to protect, like let's say we go all the way back here. You know, part of this could be in a water biome for all I know, right? So maybe I want to go down, maybe I want to double check this. So I want to go all the way up and go, am I in the water here? Am I in danger of deleting this? Let's see, where's our water? It's over there, right? Oh, there it is right there. So that might be a concern. And I've got other stuff on the surface here too I might be worried about deleting. Not to mention, look at all the torches. That's what those are there everywhere. So you can get away with using that to kind of double check all your stuff. Now, what I'm actually going to do, and you can do that, look down here. So when you're in 2D, these, see where my mouse is? Down here, that's the chunk that your camera was in 2D. Okay, that's the chunk we're centered on in overview. Coordinates and then chunk. These chunk numbers are what we're going to want to work with. So you can see it's loading in everything now, right? Now, because this is such a well-built area, I'm not even going to risk it. Most of this is heavily lit up. Most of it's been heavily caved, right? So I actually don't want to lose any of that. So rather than just trying to tightly define protected areas around my base, I'm going to go for a massive area here. Like you can see all those are all torches and stuff you can see, and trees and the green spots showing from the torches I've dropped. I really don't want to lose any of that work. There's my ice thing. You can see there's kind of part of a ravine and stuff here. Like all this stuff's been worked on. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to select, and we're going to be over aggressive at spawn because most of it's not water or isn't like going to get 1.13 content anyways, so I really don't care about it too much. So we're going to go for a massive protective region here. Now, the downside is some of this might go a little funky. It might not, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So let's go, you know what? I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go deselect, and then I'm going to try again. I think I want to go a little bit wider here. So I'm going to pick a region, like say that big. I think that covers most of the torches and the caving in the area around my base that I'm concerned about, at least in the areas that are, going to predominantly make me worry. You can even see torches out like this far. I'm not happy with that either. So I'm gonna deselect again, and we're gonna go one more time. Can you? No? Can you please? It's giving me trouble because it's still loading. And I think it just locked up. Yeah, this is why I always worked with 1.0. It's a thing. I don't know what I should tell you here. Yeah, see, it's not responding. So now it's hanging while it's loading, so we get to wait. This is why I don't like 2. Unfortunately, you have to use 2 for this. He hasn't tested in any other version of the game. Oh, there we go. Maybe now it's working. So again, I'm going to go in. Ooh, apparently resize selection. So I'm going to go undo. I'm going to go undo box selection. Deselect. Okay, now maybe it should let me select here. So I'm going to be conservative. I know all those green spots are torches. I'm going to go a really large area, like say that. I know that'll cover if it drags down here. There we go. Let's see how far is it going to jump. That'll cover pretty much the bulk of what we've caved and built in the area. So then what we're going to be concerned with here is we're going to go to this top corner, and if it stops flashing, so I can show it to you, there we go. So we're going to want to mouse over that top corner and look down where we saw the coordinates in the chunk. So you can see it says chunk -11, -7. That's what we're going to be concerned with, okay? So we're going to want to bring this in, and we're going to go -7. What did it say? -11, right? And we're going to hover back over just to confirm. -7, -11. So now we're going to want to set this aside, and we're going to want to go down here and mouse over the bottom corner, 21 and 17. So we're going to put those here, 21 and 17. Now that's going to define our region there. We can go ahead and click save if we want to save that, and just move that off to the side. And now we can go back over and we can go deselect. And it's hanging again because this game's awesome. We can go to move. Now you can use cam to move around in the world if you want. I find it's incredibly laggy. So the easier way to go about doing it is just to kind of drag to the coordinates. So you can see how where I'm putting my mouse down here at the bottom, it shows where the coordinates were. See how it's moving with me? So you can go to your coordinates there and find stuff like here's our ocean monument, right? So I could use the cam at this stage if I want to go down here and double check things. But I know basically the entire build is under that platform. That's the sky platform we can see, right? So I'm going to do another selection, and I'm actually going to give it a bit of a buffer here. So I'm going to start just outside and go like this. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to look here, and it's 11 -44. So I'm going to drag I'm going to try and drag my file over, and it's going to snap to the other screen. So what did I say now? Thanks, game. So we're going to go 11 -44. 11 -44. And you notice I'm leaving that space in there. That's important for the way this code works, okay? You're going to want to leave those spaces in these lines of code. It's kind of critical. So then we're going to want to go down here, and we're going to go, that's chunk 15 -40. Again, remember, I'm reading down here as I highlight that corner. So 15 -40. And you can go ahead and save this periodically because it's an external file, right? Just to kind of be cautious. As I mentioned, you can use the cam if you want. If you're not sure kind of what you're looking at. And we can go up here and we can go undo box selection if we want, or we could have used deselect, and we can switch back to move. And if you're not sure, you can just kind of pan around and go down and have a look and make sure, you know, am I actually getting the areas that I'm trying to block off on the underground portion of the map? Like, you're totally fine to do that, right? Because you can see where, and I hate that about this, but you can see that as long as I go about doing it that way, we can pan around, double check it, and make sure it's all covered. Any spot you're not sure, you have that option. All right, guys, so here's my file. There were a couple regions I decided not to protect just because it didn't look like it was necessary for me. So the Mushroom Island, in looking at it, if I protect it, I'm going to have too much ocean that doesn't update. The downside to that is that means I'm not going to use the aggressive updating because it'll wipe out too much of the work I've done on that Mushroom Island. So we're gonna go conservative. And the flower forest, I didn't see any water biomes there that we have to worry about getting rid of. So now we're just gonna save this file, exit out. We're gonna go ahead and open it up again, just to make sure that it's done properly. And there's my chunk regions, all of them right there. Tried to organize them as best as possible. So now we're going to go ahead and copy this. Go into McEdit, plugins, Biome Deleter.chy, paste, and replace the old file that was in there. And that is literally all we should have to do in here as far as text editing. Now we can open this back up again, and it might be super laggy because I was in there a couple hours. I couldn't get a chunk selection I was happy with one of the monuments. Like, I was not happy at all. So I just kept playing with it till I got it. You can see it's been over 2 hours since I've opened Bacon's World, right? So that gives you an idea. It's been a couple hours basically since I sat down to do this. So now we're going to pop into edit. And this time, now that we have the coordinates there, we're actually going to go up and we're going to go over. So now we're going to go into plugins and we're going to grab Biome Deleter. And it says aggressive, but I'm going to go cautious, right? Plugin, affect the dimension we're in. And now we want to select which ones that we want to get rid of. So ocean, desert, no. Forest, taiga, no. Swampland, we're going to regenerate. Just because the one swamp we do have, I took care of. We're going to do river, not hell, not end. We're going to do frozen ocean. We're not going to do Mushroom Island or Mushroom Island shore or beach. We're going to do deep ocean. We can actually look here, and he does have a list, right? So ocean, the best to my knowledge, these are the ones affected. Ocean, swampland, river, frozen ocean, Mushroom Island shore, beach, deep ocean, stone beach, cold beach, right? So we're going to select based off that. Frozen deep ocean, we're going to grab anything that's ocean or water related. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm actually tempted to do jungle while we're here, but if I go to the jungle base before 1.14, it's just going to regenerate it anyways, right? So that's kind of an issue. I did block off most of that area, so you know what? Let's do it. And then we'll have it ready for 1.14. So now we've selected that. And you notice it's basically frozen. And it's going to look like it's locked up forever. It'll do its thing. When it's done, it's going to kick up a message and it'll stop ticking away. So at this stage, the smart thing for me to do is basically just pop this bad boy up and wait. Okay, guys, my PC actually did this pretty quick. I was surprised. So you can see it deleted 67,493 chunks in total, right? So at this stage, this is the message you want in the console window. There's always a console window up behind it. And that's when you know it's done, is McEdit's become, responsive again. It's barely ticking away in the background now. And it's given us a total of how many were deleted. So at this stage, what we want to do is hit save. And it's going to say removing deleted chunks down here. We can see that's going on. And now I just have to wait for this part. This part could take a long while. And then we're going to have to go back into Minecraft and optimize the world for 1.13. All right, guys, so this is the final step. What you're seeing here is Minecraft optimizing this. So very, very simple. Before you open your world in 1.13, you're going to want to go into 1.13, highlight your world, but instead of clicking the play button, you're going to hit edit, and then you're going to see an option to optimize world. All right, guys, so I'm recording this after the fact because right now recording in Minecraft's menus is really, really buggy. And the first time I recorded when I started optimizing, it totally bugged out. So what you want to do, don't select this play button, select this. And if you're trying to do this for a server, the file called world, it normally is your save folder. So you would want to put that in your Minecraft saves and select it here. Same process. Edit in McEdit, bring it into your saves folder here, and select it here. Edit, optimize world, click I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to do that right now because obviously I've already done that, so it's time to go into the world, run around, and check and see how it is. All right, guys, so for the most part, things look okay. We are definitely in 1.13.2 now, which is awesome. Tick rate doesn't look the greatest, but we're at spawn, so that doesn't surprise me. Let's I guess, go for a quick fly and see if we can find some 1.13 content in the world. There is going to be some. Some down there. Doesn't look like much. There it is, peeps. There it is. We are at the ocean monument, and I'd say it's pretty clear. That we got our fishes. Oh yeah, we can do this underwater, right? Oh yeah. We got 1.13 content, peeps. Where's, did I just see a shark? I think I just saw a shark. That would be cool. I'm sure I just saw a shark. Or I guess dolphin, or whatever. So so next episode we gotta run around and see what all needs to be fixed. So, as always, smash that like if you enjoyed the showcase, tutorial, how-to, whatever, to help others like yourself who might enjoy the content find that channel. And if you're new and you haven't already, hit that sub button for more videos, people. Thanks for watching.